So we just started today. We're gonna go through the whole car like that just to see what we have. And we won't do this.
We're selling it!
I'm Chris Meyer. Join me and the Legendary Customs team as we take ordinary rides and craft them into legendary customs.
Subject, Electra 225.
Luxury.
Of course, but not a cliche, uncommon, beautiful.
Hey everybody, Chris with Legendary Customs coming to you from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Behind me is a brand new vehicle in the shop. It has been here a while waiting to get done. 1963 Buick Electra is extremely important to myself because I had a 1963 Buick LeSabre as my first ever vehicle. Now, this is what I would call a forever vehicle. Her father, who has now passed away, gave it to her. So it's very special to her. It is in here to have a complete paint job put on it. As you can see, right now it is yellow. We are going to turn it back to the tan that it came from the factory, which is a complete color change. The firewall will go back to a matte black, like it originally came from the factory, versus the yellow, just like the inner fenders. This bad boy has a Wildcat 445 in it. Mine had a Wildcat 401. This is the Buick Nailhead engine. Robin Egg Blue. Came in the Buicks all the time. Very straight car, and a convertible. The guys are literally just starting on it today. A lot of work to go. Watch our channel and watch the transformation. Little couple spots of rust on the hood. The rest of it's fairly clean. There is one quarter panel on the other side that needs some work, but I will give a full, complete introduction on this thing tomorrow when it's uncovered and there's some work being done. But anyway, that is it. Awesome car. They float. Exact same grille as mine, exact same dash, exact same front doors. Mine was a 4-door. Same seats, same everything. A lot of memories came back. It was my grandfather's car. I ended up with it. My grandfather's now gone, so when I drove this here, it was a lot of memories coming flooding back in. But anyway, there is the car. It is going to turn back to a factory brown, and it is going to be awesome. Keep watching. All right, the fellas have started stripping down the 1963 Buick. Now, let me show you a couple items. That area is not painted because they left the bumpers on the last time they painted it. And the same with down here. They just left the chrome strip on, taped it off, and just painted around it. The same with up here. So we are doing it correctly, taking off all the trim, and it is more of a task to do it this way. But that is the correct way to paint a car. So all the trim is off. Everything will be back taped. They will sand everything down, get it to a workable space, and then it will get painted. But this is what I call a 2 zip code car. It is just long as heck. We did put in a brand new pump for the top to go up and down. And believe it or not, we are 60 days in with that new pump. It has put the top up and down maybe 6 times, and it is already junk. So that's probably our biggest challenge in today's world, is getting parts that actually do what they're supposed to do. The guys are keeping a detailed list of what needs to be replaced as we are going.
The one window crank was glued on instead of using the old Jesus clips. The reason why they're called "Oh Jesus" clips is because they often go flying and they go, "Oh Jesus, where'd that go?" Anyway, guys are doing great. As always, the craziest thing, these 4 side markers, to get those off, the fender does need to come off. So there you go. Looking good. You might be asking, what the hell are you doing sitting on this car? This car, from the front to the front doors forward, is the same as my 1963 Buick LeSabre, the first car I ever owned in my entire life. And I spent many a time on the front bumper talking to people. This is when metal was real and you could sit on the front like this. Now, mine wasn't a show car or anything like that. I wouldn't do that for fresh paint, but since we're stripping it all down, no big deal. But this is how I spent much of my high school, out parking with people and checking things out and talking and doing all the things, doing the burnouts, everything, many a night right here. So here's where we are. Mike and Jeff started sanding. Each one of these gray spots is where the actual metal is higher than the rest of the area. So as they're sanding, they're blowing through. So that's a high spot, high spot, high spot. They're all over. So this was never really that smooth of a paint job. So we have to correct all of that. So we just started today. We're going to go through the whole car like that just to see what we have. Then we're going to blow off all this paint, figure where we are, epoxy seal it with a brown or a tan, because that is going to be the end color of the car. What Lisa would like to accomplish, let me show you. She would like to accomplish something in this family of colors, because that is the original color of this Buick from the factory. Now, I want to show you a couple things. When this was painted, you know, people ask me, why in the world is your paint job so much money? Well, first of all, we have to figure out what we have to work with. In this case, the car is relatively rust-free. We have a rust spot over there and a couple spots on the hood, but relatively rust-free, but it's really wavy, and we have to straighten that out. And we won't do this. Leave the door handle on and just tape around it. Leave all the chrome trim on and just tape around it. Leave the mirrors on and just tape around it. Leave the door or the fender marker chrome on and tape around it. You kind of get where I'm coming from. This car was painted yellow from a tan by just taping off everything. The rubber weather stripping had yellow paint on it, and it accomplished what they originally, Lisa's father, wanted to accomplish. But it's something that we won't do here because literally it's not the right way to do things, in my opinion. So a paint job with taping around everything is much less expensive than a paint job taking everything off, doing it right, prepping it right, sealing it, painting it, boom, going forward. So anyway, today is April 29th, I believe, 2025. We have officially begun working on Lisa's car, and we want to get it back before the car show season starts strong, which is right around the corner. So we're hoping to have this done in 3 to 5 weeks. It's going to look like a gem from the outside looking in. It's going to be, or from the outside looking in, it's going to look like a gem. The inside, it's still a 1963 Buick LeSabre, Buick Electra, and there's some things that need to be attended to, but all is good. Now, here's something that we found out today. The hardest challenge that we have been facing ever since COVID is quality of parts. The top has been down when it's sitting in the shop, and we wanted to put it up because we power washed underneath the hood. The engine was just full of grease and oil and crap, and we wanted to get that off before we started working on the paint. Well, we wanted to put the top up, wrap everything in plastic, and power wash it. The top would not go up. Brand new motor, hydraulically powered motor to bring it up, wouldn't work. Wouldn't even turn on. So it lifted this top 3, maybe 4 times, and now it doesn't work. So we're ordering another motor. It's under warranty. It'll be covered. But that's today's challenge. It's just, and I'm kind of rambling, but when you look at parts online for a convertible top, you'll see a pump for $150. You'll see a pump for $600. I always try to meet somewhere in the middle. This one was around $300, $350. And when you look at them, their pictures close up, I think they're the same pumps in different boxes distributed by different companies, but I think deep down, 1 or 2 companies are actually manufacturing them and then sending them out for private labeling. But I always try to buy upper end or middle when it comes to a part that I have no idea on. Now when it comes to like the GTO, the suspension, OMI suspension on that GTO will make it run like a race car. I know that. That's why we buy that. That's big money. The Michelin tires that are on there, I know that. They're big money. Those are the parts that every car guy that builds cars knows. Pumps to put a top up and down, I don't know them. This is the second one we've done in 12 years. So it's kind of a crapshoot. I thought I was getting a good pump. It moved it 3, 4 times, and now we're replacing it again. Anyway, sorry about the rambling. If you like what you're seeing, please comment down below and hit the like button. Subscribe, it would be appreciated. And keep watching because so much more is gonna come to this Buick Electra, and it is going to be gorgeous. I call them a 2 zip code car because they're really long, or a 10 body trunk because yes, you can fit 10 people in the trunk. We went to many drive-in movie theaters with a couple people in the trunk. Anyway, we're out of here. Thanks for watching.